What is up, guys? Chris here, Bear Market Mining. So I have just spent 22,000 Australian dollars worth of crypto and bought 12 different Kaspa ASIC miners. Well, 3 different, but a different number of each. So today we're going to look at what we bought, how much we spent. We'll talk about expected ROI, when we can expect to get our money back and start being in the green and all that good stuff. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so first up we have got the KS0 Ultra. Now, if you saw my previous video, we bought one of these initially, but we have purchased an additional 9 of these. Now, why 9, you may ask? Well, here's my reasoning. I had one, 10 sounds like a good number, so 9 it is. So we've got 10 of these KS0 Ultras, 400 gigahash, 100 watts, really good little system. Now, this was my first ever mini ASIC, and I'll be honest, I really enjoyed it. Really easy to use, low noise, and I wanted something I can have at home, something that's not going to be have screaming fans yelling at us all day long. So we've got 10 of these. Current profitability is about $1.30. Now, if we scroll down further, I paid about, it was through Ice River, so it was about 247 shipped, something like that. It's about 190 days ROI, which is really good compared to anything else that we see on the market as far as GPUs and CPUs. And this theme will continue when we go and have a look at the other stuff. This is really half the reason why, or a large part of the reason why I actually decided to say, hey, let's just start getting into this. We don't want to miss again like we did last time. So we've got 10 of those. Should be making, what's that, $11.30. This is USD now. In the intro, it was in Australian dollars because I am Australian, but for ease, we've put everything in at our USD now, so you can see what they're making at my electric rate, and we'll talk more about that a little bit later. So moving along, we have got the KS5M. Now, this is a big boy unit. This is 15 terahash, 3,400 watt power draw. So currently making about 50 USD. Now, we just have one of these at the moment. The price, they were bloody expensive, let me tell you. But like I said previously, I don't want to miss out again. So we've gone big. We're going in big time with this. You've got to be in it to win it, they say. So this one we spent, I think it was this price here. We got them all off Ice River. So 150 day ROI. So about 6 months. What's that? No, 5 months or so. So really good. Now, I also, moving on, got the slightly smaller unit, the KS5L. Now, this is the same power draw, but only at 12 terahash. So slightly less, making this KS5M more efficient. Now, this one making about $38 a day currently, about $13,000 a year. So that's money that I've never really seen outside of ETH in GPU mining days. When it comes to these 3 totals, you know, you're looking at about 30-ish thousand US dollars if prices stay the same. Now, I'm sure they won't. I'm sure with the emission rate, rewards will go down, the hash rate will go up, but we can't control any of that sort of stuff, right? You've just got to start, and this is sort of our big leap, our big jump into the realm of ASICs. So they're the 12 units that we've bought, and next we'll talk about what we're going to do with them. So these, as I said, the KS0 Ultras, they're going to be at home with me, but the KS5M and the KS5L, now these are going to be getting hosted. So hosting is really hard to find here in Australia. Basically everybody that will host you is basically saying you've got to buy X amount of our units, and the prices are insane. What people over here in Australia are trying to charge for these, they're like double the price or 50% of the cost, 50% price increase just to buy the same unit from Australia as opposed to overseas and host it. So that is why we have adopted for the overseas hosting. Now, where are we doing that, you may ask? Let's jump on over to the next page and we'll show you what we're doing. So we are over on iceriver.io. They have recently, well, somewhat recently started a hosting company. Well, they're partnering with a hosting company to make it really, really easy. So this solves my problem of finding a decent electric rate and someone to host in Australia. So these will be hosted, it's in Nebraska, I believe, in the States. So basically I've bought all of this stuff through Ice River. The KS0 Pros are coming to my house, and the KS5L and the KS5M are getting directly shipped to the States, and they're getting hosted at 8 cents USD per kilowatt. And there's a fixed fee of $20 per unit. So a really, really good rate. I think the cheapest I could find over here was something like 20 cents USD as far as hosting. And to be honest, I didn't have that much faith in it. Now, hosting is risky. You know, people have a lot to say about Ice River, the pricing, all that sort of stuff. You know, they're dropping prices in the machines like weeks after people purchase them, but I did speak with a few different people and read a few different forums about people's experiences with hosting with Ice River, and most of what I've heard is pretty good. Now, I guess the reality of hosting with Ice River is that they're just the ones you're purchasing through. So the partnership they've got, I'm not sure exactly what the name of the company is, which is hilarious. I know, spending 20 grand and not exactly knowing where they're going, but hey, we're gambling out here, right? We're taking a risk though. Yeah, so look, pretty straightforward. Purchase the machine, arrives at farm. You've got to prepay the electricity bill, so it's 2 months up front, and I guess they just base it on, you know, a 3400 watt. Well, I'll have 2 of those, so what's that? 6800 watt power draw. Work out what that is a day, times that by 60, times that by the rate. So I think it'll work out to about 1200 Australian dollars, maybe 800 US dollars, something like that. I can't exactly remember off the top of my head, so we'll prepay that once they get there. And they also have this cool little Ice River ASIC hub. So basically I can log in there, I can configure all my data, put my wallets in, what pool, all that sort of stuff. And then, and as it says, start mining, receive mining income promptly. Yeah, well, hopefully a little more promptly than we want. So these are due to be deployed in between the 10th and the 20th. So it's a 6th today. So if in a week's time these could be up, that would be fantastic. Because the hash rate, as we know, is just skyrocketing. And with that emission schedule, I just want to get in as quick as possible. So over here on 2miners.com, we can see the current hash rate of Kaspa, which has definitely gone up a lot, to say the least. But you know, if we look at a week, the 1 week low point was what, 336. The high point 380 something. Currently at 360. But look, 30 petahash sounds like a lot. Yes, I know, but the price of Kaspa is going up. The rewards are going down. So basic maths is saying to us, basic economics, I should say, supply and demand. Let's hope that works out. So let's break down those numbers. So we can see on the left here, we've got our income breakdown for each of these. Now this is at the time of the recording. So $13 on the KS0 Ultras, $38 on the KS5L, and nearly 50, just $49.25 on the KS5M 15 terahash. Now, these are all in USD, as you can see there. Moving on to the right, we have what it cost us. So $2,771 for the KS0 Ultras, $4,679 for the 12 terahash KS5L, and $7,311 for the 15 terahash model. So this brings our total to $14,761 US dollars. So a huge chunk of money, but listen to my logic, flawless, I believe. So I bought all of this. I basically took a whole bunch of my quote unquote shit coins that I've been mining for the last few years. I took a bit of Bitcoin, I took a bit of Ethereum, all stuff that I've mined off my solar for free, quote unquote, less the rainy days, less the install costs, yada, yada, yada. We don't think about that. So boy math tells me that because we're using crypto, and crypto isn't real, as a lot of people like to say who aren't into the space, free money, right? So let's just forget that it actually costs us anything for a second. So daily, $100 USD a day, 700 a week, 3 grand a month, and 36,500 a year at current prices. Now, I'm sure this will go down. And also remember, as an Australian, 36,000 US, that works out to about 54 or something thousand Australian. So pretty much what the average wage over here is. We could make that just by spending 14,000 US dollars. You never know. Even if that was to halve and we would be making 30K, 25,000 a year of residual income, I'll take that all day. So the potential ROIs on the KS0 Ultras, which is interesting, much longer than everything else. And I think that's because through Ice River, even though the units only cost about 240 US dollars, they have a $55 shipping fee on each of them, which is, you know, pretty hectic. You'd imagine if you bought 10 of them, you could get that a little cheaper. So I spent 550 bucks just to ship these things, which is a good chunk of cash. Now the KS5L 12 terahash, 123 days. Now that's had a huge price drop recently. So has the KS5M at 148 days. So look, I'm happy with that. I've also accounted for the fact, like I said, that let's just say profitability goes down, hash rate goes up, and we're making, the ROI is twice as long, or we're making, you know, half as much, or even if we're making a quarter as much. Look, these should still pay themselves off in the next year and a half. And then we've got the equipment, right? So we've gone from 70 CPUs and GPUs, and then having, you know, 10 KS0 Ultras, KS0 Ultras, and 2 big boy ASIC Kaspa miners with the 12 and 15 terahash. So look, I'm pretty excited about getting them. They should be deployed in the next week or so. I'll also have these KS0 Ultras in the next week or so. So we're really jumping out of that GPU and CPU world at the moment. We keep mining, obviously, but you know, we can't come close to these sorts of profits at my electricity rate. Hence why we're hosting these. So those numbers are looking good so far, but we are planning for the worst. And look, I'm not expecting, you never know. I'm just going worst case scenario and assuming price goes down for a while and hash rate goes up. So we'll make less. So look, I'm really happy with where that's at the moment. So that will wrap it up, guys. Just a quick breakdown of that big investment I've made, a real leap of faith we've made here, but I'm pretty excited about it. And you know, fortunately, I'm in a position where I can afford to do that. Not everyone is, so I am grateful that I'm in that position, and really excited to take this next step. So I want you guys to let me know, because I'm sure there'll be some people who are like, he's an idiot, this guy's stupid, he's got no idea what's going on. Let me know down in the comments. Have you bought any of these units? Let me know if you've had experience with Ice River hosting as well, and if I'm just gonna never see my machines again. But fingers crossed, we should do all right of it. The numbers look really good. So that's all we can go off at the moment. A big leap of faith. If you liked the video, guys, hit that like button for me. 22,000 Australian dollars spent. The least you can do is throw that like, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.